Today in reading, we are going to learn more about penguins. And we're going to learn more about penguins by reading this page in the book. But first, let's learn a couple of words that will help us understand this page better. All right, the first word we're going to learn is predator. My turn. Predator. Your turn. A predator is an animal that needs to eat other animals in order to survive. So, a predator for a penguin would be any animal that wants to eat the penguin so that it has food. They don't do it to be mean, they just do it so that they can stay alive. So, this is a lion, and a lion is a predator because it eats lots of other animals. Porpoise. My turn. Porpoise. Your turn. A porpoise is an animal that lives in the ocean, and it's very sleek, and it has like a little bottle nose. And we use this word, you'll see this word in the penguin story, because porpoises, they jump out of the water when they're swimming, and it helps them go faster. So let's remember that fact. Porpoises jump out of the water when they're swimming, and it helps them go faster. We're going to need that. Let's go back to our story. All right, I'm going to read this page to you, and then I'll get out my highlighter tool, and we will find a couple of facts that we can write. Their black backs make them hard to see from above. Their light bellies make them hard to see from below. But it's their strong, solid flippers that help them escape predators and get where they want to go. Penguins can swim about 15 miles an hour. When they want to go faster, they leap out of the water as they swim. It's called porpoising because it's what porpoises do. Up here at the top, there's a joke. The question for the joke is, did the penguin leap out of the water by accident? No, he did it on purpose. You should tell a grown-up that joke. It's funny. Well, I think it's funny. Down here at the bottom, there's a little fact. It says, a predator is an animal that eats other animals. So this is actually a definition of the word predator. Let me get out my highlighting tool and let's highlight a couple of facts. All right, I have my highlighting tool. I liked this fact. It's their strong, solid flippers that help them escape predators and get where they want to go. So they have these flippers and it helps them swim fast to get away from animals that might want to eat them for lunch. And then we also learned that they leap out of the water as they swim and that is called porpoising. So we have two facts. We have that they use their flippers to swim faster and that they leap out of the water as they swim. If you don't already have a piece of paper and a pencil, go get a piece of paper and a pencil right now, pause the video, and come back. All right, now that we have our supplies, we're going to learn how to write a sentence from our brain and get it onto the paper. The first thing we have to do is we have to think of the sentence. And our sentence today is a fact about penguins. Penguins use flippers to swim faster. That's true. I just learned that. I'm going to write that fact. The first thing I do is I'm going to count how many words are in the sentence. And I do that by reading the sentence and using a finger to count each word. So I'll do it and then we'll do it together. Penguins use flippers to swim faster. Okay, you do it with me. Ready? You get your fingers out, you're counting words. Penguins use flippers to swim faster. How many words do I have? 6. Okay, so I have 6 words. So now that we know how many words we have, we take our pencil and we're going to draw a line for each word so that each word has a space to live in our sentence. So, penguins use flippers to swim faster. Okay, so now we have to work on writing these words. I have put a little X at the beginning of each line because I'm on a computer and that's going to help me work faster. You do not need to do that. So our sentence, the first word in our sentence is penguins. Penguins is a special word that we are learning because we are studying penguins. So I'm just going to write that word out and you can copy it. That's one of our vocabulary words that we are learning. So penguins, we just copy because that's a special word. Use. Penguins use. The first thing I think I need to think about is this a sight word? Is this one of those words that we practice in word builders that we just have to know by sight? Use. I don't think so. So we're going to have to sound it out. We're going to have to blend it out. And we do that by making the sounds in the word. Use. Use. Well, I hear a U. Z. And a Z. Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell use, but it doesn't matter because I am getting my ideas on paper and I am not worried about the spelling right now. Penguins use flippers. Ooh, flippers. Okay, so I'm gonna have to sound out flippers. So F-L, flip-I, flip, flip, P, flip, R, flippers, flippers. Okay, so I got my flippers. Penguins use flippers to, I know to. To is one of those sight words that I learn in word builders. So penguins use flippers to, penguins use flippers to swim. Swim. I'm going to have to sound that one out. S, sw, 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 swim. Okay, so penguins use flippers to swim faster. Faster. Okay, so now I have my sentence. And hopefully you are working on writing this sentence with me. And you can keep working on that. I am going to copy my sentence down here because I want to show you something else. Let's take a look at this word flippers. A lot of you are not ready to find all of the sounds in a word. That is going to take you a long time because you are still learning the sounds in the word. You are still learning the sounds that letters make. And that can get really frustrating. So if you are still learning your letter sounds, then here's what you do. When you're writing your sentence, penguins use flippers. You get to a word like flippers. Find as many sounds as you can. Maybe you find the first one and the last one. So flippers is the first sound. Then I'm just going to draw a line And that says, Mrs. Smith, I know there are some letters in there, and I don't know what they are. And I'm going to get there, but I'm not there yet. And I know the sound at the end is flippers. Z. You know that one. So if your sentence has some words that just have the first sound and a line and the last sound, or any of the sounds in the middle that you can find, that is totally fine. Now, I have a very good idea which of you are going to be writing sentences like the one on the top, and I have a very good idea of which of you will be writing sentences like the ones on the bottom. So a couple of things. If I get a sentence from you that looks like this one on the bottom, and I know that you are able to write out all of the sounds, I'm going to ask you to go back and do it again. And if I get a sentence from you that looks perfect and your handwriting is perfect and all of your words are spelled perfectly and your punctuation is perfect, I'm going to know that a grown-up did that work and that you didn't do the work. Okay? Learning to write is hard, but this is how we do it. So now that I've shown you how to write a sentence, I want you to try and do it on your own. I want you to think of a fact that we've learned from the book. It can be any fact. And honestly, if you've forgotten all about the Penguin book, you can write any sentence you want. I just want to see that you've used that you are writing your sentence like I'm showing you here. So the first thing we do is we count the words. Then we draw a line for each word. And then we go word by word and we think, do I know this word? Is this a sight word? Should I sound the sounds out in this word? Until you are done with your sentence. And right now you only have to write one. Okay, so the directions are, I should see that you are working along with me and that you've copied some of the things down that I was working on here. And then you write your own sentence, okay, from your own brain with your own hand. And you come up with the sounds and you come up with the words. Then you go into Seesaw and you take a picture, a very good picture, because I need to see the writing, okay? So you're going to make the picture very big in Seesaw so that it's very easy for me to see your writing. Do we understand the directions? If not, you can always ask questions. I'm very excited to see your writing. Bye, friends. Happy writing. This is a special note for any grown-ups that happen to be watching this video. And if you're helping your student do some writing, I just wanted to give you a tip. One thing that I will do is write their sentence down for them when we're in the classroom. So I have them say their sentence and we count out the words together and I will write it down just on a little sticky note, or even if you write it on their writing, I just write it really sloppy and I say, oh, this is grown-up writing, you can't read it. So that if they need help sounding out words, if you are available to help them, you can kind of remind them like, oh, we're working on this word right now. You know, maybe you're doing something else and you're just walking by and you're like, okay, well, this is the one we're on. And it can help you just kind of keep them on track. And then sometimes if they're feeling really overwhelmed, I will pick like 2 words, or I will ask them, which 2 words do you want me to write for you? And then I write it underneath the line. And then they write it on top of the line. So they're still getting that like practice for writing, but it's a little less overwhelming. So I can see that a lot of you are supporting your kids with their writing and with all of their schoolwork, and I'm so thankful. You are making such a difference for them. So thankful. So I just wanted to give you a couple of tips that will hopefully help you and then also help them become better writers. All right, cheers.